Hello. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm just here, and I'm gonna make this a show. That's all I know so far. So hopefully this will be the shittiest episode. That's the goal of any podcast, right? You want it to get better as it goes. You don't want it to overstay its welcome. And I really hope that car that just drove past is it in my MP3? Because that'd be sad. I mean, this is the shittiest episode, so I guess I should do my best at making this the shittiest episode possible. Alright, so, while this is the shittiest episode, I'm just kind of agreeing that in order to make this show better, I'm going to go off of feedback. Yum. So, yeah, sorry. I'll put them away. So I need to go for feedback of this show because I don't want it to be bad. I really don't. So I'm announcing this era the Bully Me era. Anything you don't like about the show, just let me know. There's going to be... I'm going to make an email. It'll be in the description of this episode. So whatever you want to do my feedback. But don't you dare, and I mean this, don't you dare try to tell me not to eat snacks on my podcast. Like, you might have thought that was a bit. Like, me trying to make this, like, the shittiest episode, so I pull out a box of, like, really loud snacks. No. That's all me. I'm keeping it real this time. Last podcast, we had to edit a lot. This one, I'm gonna keep it raw. Fun fact, that's how my father fucks. That's how I got here. We all got here that way. They're keeping it raw. So just remember that, keeping it raw is a powerful, powerful thing. I probably should acknowledge why I'm here alone. I'm recording this on the cheapest software I can. And it's not like, obviously I've had co-hosts. I'm not making this about that show, but I'm just going to acknowledge it. The reason they're not here is because I'm a control freak. It is nothing about them. Nothing about them at all. But I need complete freedom. I really do. And it's a fault of mine. I mean, sure, if there's somebody else here, maybe they would have stopped me from fist fucking a box of Cheez-Its. Maybe. But that's why I want to do it alone. Because we're keeping it real. We're keeping it raw. Keeping it raw, just like Donald J. Trump. When he made Donald J. Trump Jr. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, maybe we should edit. Alright, now get into the actual topics. Obviously, it's October. I watched Halloween, the new Halloween Ends the other night. And I didn't hate it. But it was fucking weird. Like, it was... Oh, my chair just popped. Like, I kind of liked how they did something different, without a doubt. But it was just weird how Michael pretty much groomed a guy. It's like... It's like if this 40-year-old dude came into, like, I don't know, a coffee shop, and he found himself a little 16-year-old barista, right? And he found out the barista smoked a cigarette once, and over the course of a hour and a half long movie, I actually think it was like an hour and 50, he got her to smoking a full pack of cigarettes a day. Like, it was that, but with murder. I do recommend watching it, so I can get super into it, but when they start having sex at the end, just know that I warned you. When Michael Myers puts his mask on his kitten, grabs him by the back of the fake hair, and starts just viciously fucking him. And I mean viciously fucking him. Just remember I warned you. Remember I warned you. So for October, I've grabbed a watching order, and so here's my list. I have Rec, REC from 2007. I have the Nightmare on Elm Street original and the reboot. Hereditary, The Blob, Trick or Treat, Van Helsing, and The Thing. This is like mostly stolen from like the Meat Canyon thing. I assume you people know who Meat Canyon is. If not, you were desperately like going down the wrong path. You know who Meat Canyon is. He's a great guy. Love Cream Crew. I miss that podcast. Despite the couple times where they couldn't really tell if they're being racist or not. That part was weird. Part was a little strange in my opinion. Man, holy fuck! I've only gone for 9 minutes, and it is probably and half of it is me sitting here finding my goddamn list. Jesus Christ. This is going to be a learning process. This really is going to be a learning process. I'm aiming for a half hour. I don't want to do an hour every week. Because, one, I feel like as a listener, I don't like to listen to a whole hour. Like, it's, like, stressful. Like, I like to listen to hour-long podcasts because at that point, it's just like, what's the word? At that point, it's like I'm involved, so I'm not really going to stop, if that makes sense. So I don't want to be one of those. I want my podcast to be like a fine little glass of wine you have, like, once a week. You know, sit back for a half hour, maybe 25 to a half hour, and you just enjoy it. You know, and I'm going to grow. I'm going to get better. I do truly believe that this is going to be the shittiest episode. That's the goal. And as long as this is the shittiest episode, and we get less shittier each time, then eventually we'll have a great podcast. And we'll be up there, you know, like with Ben Shapiro. Like, you know, I don't have a sister. You know, I don't have a hot sister. But if I did, I wouldn't be just like Ben Shapiro. That's all I got to say. So, before I go, obviously, you're listening to a podcast. You're listening to a podcast right now. And all I gotta say is, obviously, you've never felt the love of a woman. So I'm gonna give you the talk. That's right, we're having the talk right now. If you have headphones off, like if you're having me on speaker, play me louder. Especially if you're like in a public place, at a kid's playground, at a church. Like, keep me fucking bumping. Alright? Great. So I have this article pulled up, how to have the talk with your teen. So let's see here. First step, share your values. Consent. It's a big one. You know, controversial these days. You know, some movie producers like to ignore it a little bit, but I truly believe that consent is important. Because, like, if they're not enjoying it, how are you going to get it again? You know what I mean? Talk about sex early and often. Alright, I'll go, hey guys, remember when I talked about Michael Myers having sex in Halloween? Look at that, I did it without even reading this article. Be open and honest. I slept with a guy once. Listen. Alright, I'm gonna listen. Start telling me about your current sexual experiences. Come on. Why are you being so quiet? Oh yeah, fuck, you're a virgin. Shit. Build trust. One time I went to a summer camp and I jerked off in the porta potty. And I sprayed it all over the wall. Know and share the basics. Put it in and flop around like a fish. Don't make assumptions. Don't assume your team is heterosexual. I think I did pretty good on that. I think I did pretty good. You know, you flop around like a fish in a man or woman. You flop around wherever you want, as long as it's consensual. Know that talking about sex is not the same as giving permission to have sex. Nah, get some pussy, G. Having the talk helps your child make the right decisions, blah, blah, blah. Don't wear a condom. Alright, that's the end of this first episode. That's all I had laid out. Probably need more topics for next week, and I'm going to work on that. And you're not listening to this because I'm not going to promote this episode. This is very much a learning thing. But, thanks for listening either way. And, you know, cheers to the rest of this podcast.